For your hips, internal, external rotation are the name of the game. The 90-90 is what most people would use. Train external rotation here, train internal rotation here. The problem is guys who are tight, people in general who are tight, who don't have internal rotation have a hard time using the 90-90. So you're gonna do a different setup here that might make it easier for you to find your hip. So what I want you to do is lean over at your hip to 90 degrees with both hands on the floor like this. What I want you to do is straighten your spine out and think about anteriorly tilting your pelvis. So think about extending. Do the opposite, that right there. So if I keep your foot here and I told you to walk your arms over to your left, right here, and then think about twisting your pelvis to me.
I feel cramping.
Hold that right there. You feel cramping already? Okay, so now what I want you to do is think about anteriorly tilting your pelvis more, other way. So stick your butt up. Even more than that, yes. Do you see how right now your spine is flat?
Yeah.
The pelvis is anteriorly tilted where you're sticking the butt up, and you have a really deep hip stretch going on there.
Yeah.
Okay, right now you are holding internal rotation of the hip. This type of setup is a lot easier for you to find your hip than the 90-90, right? You can it's so hard not to feel it right now.
Yeah.
I want you to breathe into it. I want you to keep anteriorly tilting your pelvis, and then think, can you rotate the pelvis a little bit deeper? So right now we have your femur here, right? It's completely still, and we're rotating the pelvis around the thigh bone. Pivoting your foot here, because in a moment, you're gonna do an isometric contraction to kind of ramp it up in a sense. I've been having you go on a timer for 30 seconds or so. Breathe into it. Keep thinking about anteriorly tilting your pelvis right there. You got a deeper stretch there. It should almost feel like bone stretching, right? That is internal rotation. Remember I talked about with the shoulder, internal rotation is the deepest part of your shoulder. It is also the deepest part of your hip, which is why we're starting with it to establish that. Don't lose me here. Stick your butt up a little bit more. Take a really, really, really big deep breath into that. I'm gonna have you go for like another 10 or 15 seconds, and then you're gonna initiate a contraction right now.
Yeah.
There's no pinching, no pain anywhere in the knee, the hip, or the low back. Awesome, okay. So from here, without moving anything at all, what I want you to do is start driving your foot into the box. So if I came over here and I'm trying to pull your leg off, you are basically trying to externally rotate, right? You're trying to twist your thigh into the box, but you can't move. Do you feel your hip, instead of stretching, now contracting?
Yeah.
There should be a different sensation, right? Hold that. Keep the ankle fixed. I don't care if it's plantar flex or dorsiflex. And all I want there is to be tension driven into the box and feeling your hip contract to do so. And so again, we went into a passive stretch for like 2 minutes or so. Spent a lot of time finding internal rotation, opening that up, and now you're driving your foot into the box. I'm gonna ask you to ramp that up, but don't lose the pelvis here. Give me another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, don't lose me, 3, 2, 1, relax, don't move a thing. Take a big deep breath. Anteriorly tilt your pelvis again. Walk your hands to me just a little bit. A little bit from the pelvis there, anteriorly tilt. Do you feel a bigger stretch than we did initially?
Yep.
Okay, that is round 2 now. So again, take a really big deep breath there. All we are doing is finding and then static stretching internal rotation. Again, this setup is a lot easier for you to find it in. And what I want you to do is think about tilting a little bit further and then initiate another contraction. So right through here, again, the ankle's driving into the box, and basically you're just trying to swivel through the femur and create an isometric. Give me another 20 seconds and feel free to give me max effort, okay? As hard as you can. Just try to ramp up that hip. Again, the harder you squeeze, the more noise you're gonna make. And again, there should be pressure applied through the foot. You're trying to externally rotate. Give me another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What I want you to do is sit up on this box and follow it up with an internal rotation drill. So go ahead and sit right here. Take this, scoot forward just a little bit, block in between your knees. This left hip, you just fired up, right? We stretched it and then you contracted it. I want you to shorten it now. So think about sitting up nice and tall, tilting your pelvis, and now drive this foot out as far as you can. Do you feel the outside of your hip contracting there? Okay, breathe. Do you see how your knee is at like an obtuse angle? I want a 90-degree angle on that. So think about bringing this to me a little bit more. Don't touch the box though. Lead with the heel. I bet you feel a lot more noise in your hip there. Okay, just ramp that up. So you went ahead and did a stretch first. You contracted the hip when it was stretched. Now you're shortening it fully, right? The other end of the equation. Give me another 10 seconds there and just squeeze the life out of it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, sit up tall, and 1. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
And so like when people like go online and they look up hip mobility, it's always like this stuff, right? It's always like stretching here. The problem is most people don't have good internal rotation. Just because you need it, it might be hard to find it, right? It's a hard position to do because a lot of people feel their knee, a lot of people feel their lower back. The setup we did just kind of allowed for you to find it more. We're gonna try your other hip, see how that feels, then we'll go into something else. Talk about the 90-90, finding internal rotation. We're gonna do external rotation here. You can do it in the 90-90 as well, but I often find doing it elevated on a table gets you way more bang for your buck. One thing though is when people put their foot up on the table, they're normally just kind of straight on, working external rotation here. What I'm gonna have you do is work on external rotation in abduction, meaning your leg is gonna stay put here. What I need from you is to keep this still and rotate your pelvis this way. Do you still feel a stretch on the opening side of your hip? Yep. But it feels different than if I rotated you all the way this way. So we're trying to bias like one corner of it, so to speak. We're putting you on a timer. Breathe, open that up. Okay, one reason you feel the stretch here more than you would if you were on the floor is because this leg is in extension while this leg's in flexion. This is really good for someone who wants to squat, right? Get the foot or the knees out. So because you're working on all the space through here. What I want you to do is as you breathe through the stretch, just keep this timer going, tilt your pelvis and stick your chest up tall, and then rotate from here a tad more. Not just the spine, but the pelvis. Yes, hold that. You have a bigger stretch on the outer portion of your hip, yeah? Breathe into it, try to relax. You're already sweating a lot from this. We're only 2 drills in. You're gonna go for another 45 seconds. We're gonna go for a 90-second stretch, and then you're gonna do another contraction to, again, kind of open up your hip, right? Create strength at this range. Let's go for another 30 seconds. Just breathe, relax. For people watching the video, you'll see that I'm gonna straighten his knee a little bit, and that gives you probably more of a stretch. We want more true of a 90-degree angle here. You got 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Good, just try to relax there. Keep kind of tilting that pelvis. And now, without moving anything, right? I don't want the spine moving, I don't want the pelvis moving. Start driving the ankle down, where you're essentially internally rotating, right? Out of this externally rotated position. Do you feel your outer hip tensing here, right? Rather than stretching. Keep contracting. Yes, keep contracting. You see the timer there? You're at the 22-second mark. We're gonna go for a minute. Keep that knee down though. Keep that knee down. Drive through the ankle. Beautiful. Hold, hold. You got another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Let's get you out of that, and I want you to lay on your side and face me. So to follow that up, the same way that we opened up internal rotation, and then I had you doing an internal rotation hold. You're gonna lay on this side, use your arm as like support, and now you're gonna do an external rotation hold, like this. So I want you now to squeeze your hip and try to find the inner thigh, maybe some outer glute, some glute max. Yeah. Bring your leg down now, ankle up, hold, contract. Do you see how you're trying to basically shorten all the tissue on your inner hip? Yeah. We stretched and squeezed the outer hip. Now you're doing the other side of the joint, right? The other half of the equation. You see how we're shaking there? That's new territory. What I want you to do now is, without moving the upper leg at all, slowly come down, internally rotate. Now come up as high as you can. Don't pull away from me here. Come up and externally rotate. All the way up, all the way up. Squeeze your hip, good. Come back down. but don't let this knee drift up towards your chest. I want you to be true to it. Keep this rotated to me a little bit more. Yep, and then come back up. Beautiful, rotate, rotate. So all you're doing is rotating from here, trying to get the ankle above the knee and feel the inner thigh contracting to do that, and then come back down. It's a lot harder than it looks when you do it right. And you can see your knee wants to drift up. Don't let it. Come back up again. Nice. Yes, own it, own it, own it. Get up higher. Come on, man, it's just the weight of your own leg. We don't have any added weight on this. Give me one more rep. Good, back up. Nice, nice, nice. So to recap that real quick, I had you, instead of doing a standard pigeon stretch, we rotated your pelvis around the femur, right? To give you a different orientation of it, right? Because you can do external rotation here, here, or here, right? And if someone doesn't have range of motion to be all the way out in this position, this is kind of just one way to go about it. Other hip, same deal. We're gonna go over 2 different variations of hip cars. Cars, again, like your shoulder, it's a demonstration of what the joint can do. You can do hip cars standing, you can do them lying down. The standing hip car kind of allows for you to have a different emphasis than lying down. I want you to walk through the sequence with me where we do external rotation, abduction, internal rotation, extension. It's the exact same sequence as the shoulder in principle. So I want you to walk through that the same way that we've done for your shoulders in the past. I don't want to see your hip leaving this pole. Get your hip straight to the pole, because we're trying to keep your hip moving separately from the upper body, from the torso. So bring this leg up into external rotation right there. Hold that position. Now think about bringing your whole leg out to me without losing the external rotation. And just like we have with the shoulders, you're gonna feel a block right about there. Yep. Watch your ribs. Yep. Watch your torso. Slowly internally rotate. Slowly internally rotate. Yep. Park the knee under you. Park the knee under you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're shaking a lot for this. Keep going. Good. Now reverse. Come back to me. Slow. External rotation. Watch your ribs though. You see how the ribs like to flare. So we are learning to separate your hip, your femur, your thigh from your spine and rib cage. A little bit lower. I don't want to see your pelvis kind of hiking up, right? External rotation, bring it around slowly. You're going to go till you feel that block in abduction, which was what we just opened up right on the table. Now from here, internally rotate. And again, this is the only thing moving. I don't want to see movement at the rib cage. I don't want to see movement at the spine or the torso. You're going to park your knee, internally rotate. Beautiful. Reverse. Come back out to me. Externally rotate. All the way around. Make sense? One more rep. Come back around to me. You're gonna feel that block there. Don't let the ribs move. Don't let the pelvis hike. Without anything else moving, internally rotate and just envision this one bone moving independently of everything else. Internally rotate, park, reverse, abduct, feel the glute contract, externally rotate. More external, more external. Nice. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go over it lying down next. Going over it lying down, we're gonna have you side lying like this. Yep. Here, all the way around, same sequence. Park the knee, bring it up, squeeze, externally rotate. All right, it's gonna feel a little bit different than the standing one. It's because gravity's pulling on your leg differently. This leg is gonna be up here. What I want you to do is start with your leg like this. What I don't want to see though is your spine kind of dumping to me, right? So keep squared this way. From here, bring this leg up as high as you can. You're gonna feel a block right about there. What I want you to do now is, without moving the spine, internally rotate. Keep internally rotating. Yep, exactly. And then park the knee all the way to here. Let's bring this up just a tad. Beautiful. Now you have the leg like this, 90 degrees at the knee. An extension. You're gonna come up, pause. Do you feel your hip contract here? That's your cue. Externally rotate. Think about swiveling from the femur. Watch the spine. And try to get your foot up past your knee here. Beautiful. Now bring the leg up as high as you can. Start coming back to me. and start internally rotating. Watch your spine though. If my hand wasn't here, would you be cheating? And again, now you're internally rotating. You're trying to swivel from the femur. You're bringing the leg back into extension. Try to control yourself, man. Come on, keep the composure. All the way into hip extension. Keep internally rotating exactly. Park the knee all the way down to the floor like that. Reverse. You're gonna come up as one unit. Pause. You feel the glute contract. Externally rotate all the way around to there. One more rep. All the way up. Now, if I wasn't here, watch the spine. You're internally rotating from here. You're swiveling from the femur. Start coming back into hip extension. Drive the leg back. Keep going. Keep going. Now park the knee, ankle up at the same time. Yes. Drive all the way down. Run away from my hand. Drive down, drive down, drive down. Beautiful. Now as one unit, the whole thing comes up. Feel the glute, feel the glute. Externally rotate. Get that ankle all the way up past your knee here. Beautiful. Make sense? And so like you can do shoulder cars in a lot of different positions. You can do hip cars in different positions. It's just a different demonstration of how the hip works, right? So we did internal rotation, and it's something that's different than the 90-90. It's a lot easier to find it, right? When I had you like this, and you rotated this way, right? You felt a wicked stretch there that you likely wouldn't get in the 90-90. And so I just kind of gave you some different setups that you otherwise wouldn't have done. Make sense? Yeah. Good. We're gonna do your other side now. Stand up over there. Thank you so much for watching the Bodybuilding Not Body Breaking YouTube channel. If you found it helpful, drop a comment, like, subscribe, share it with a friend or family. That stuff really helps us in expanding our reach to popularizing this training approach, because we know there just isn't a better way to do things. If you have interest in diving deeper into the stuff you just watched, feel free to join our school community. On our school community, we have a lot of additional content. We have an exercise library that has over 200 different movement options. We have programs. We have additional videos that are concepts, lectures, and rants to give you guys a deeper understanding as to how and why we do things. We also have a discussion board where you can get direct access to coaching feedback from me personally. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for additional updates for when we post new content. Thank you again for watching, and we hope it was of use to you.